the Honor Society. We out here today with the Jordan 5 Fire Red Retro from 2000. Now we know everybody the other day on Saturday went out and bought the new Retro 5 that just dropped out. Wanted to give you guys a look at this 2000 piece. Now, if you know, I did do a video for this back in the day on the old channel I was with on my 14 years in the game, but thought it might be a good time for a refresh, especially since this just dropped. So with no ado, here we go. As you can see, we got an icy sole on the outsole. It has yellowed over some age and time. Black on the midsole along with the fire red spiking through just like the World War II plane we saw. Visible air, which is now fogged out over time, of course. We got white leather on the upper. The once translucent sole has now yellowed a little bit from age, of course. Moving up into the toe box, you got the white leather toe cap. And then the toe box, of course, all in leather. Got a little bit of some wrinkles from age. White laces over top of the translucent mesh mid, going right up to the upper, right up towards the tongue, where you have the famed 5 toggle with the Nike branding. And then the red toggle. And then, of course, probably what the 5 is most notable for is the shiny 3M tongue with the red embroidered Jumpman. Very fresh and clean. Got the red lining alongside the ankle collar, as well as on the piping of the tongue. Here's a quick shot for you. You got the Air Jordan branding embroidered in that tag on the inside of the tongue. And something we don't see in the more common retros anymore is the Nike Air branded on the footsole, white on black. As well as on the heel, the embroidered Nike Air in the fire red. Very fresh and clean. Here's a quick shot of your medial, a lot like the lateral. Of course, as you can see, we have that yellowing on the translucent mesh, but that, of course, is something that's going to come with time. And, of course, we have a little bit of what once was that icy outsole right up by the forefoot. Don't have the red spikes on the medials, only on the lateral. Quick shot of that sole, bit of black, translucent sole, red Jumpman within. Got the Nike branding, because that's the way they did it back then. This is very clean. This is one of the very first retro iterations that came out of Jordan Brand and Nike at that time. Of course, you know, you had the 1, 2, and 3 in the early 90s. Then starting up around 99, we had the 4s, and in January 5th, 2000, this one dropped. Now, quick story about this. At the time, I was really struggling between getting this and the Kevin Garnett 3s. Wasn't sure which one I wanted. I knew I always wanted this, but at the time, you got to keep in mind with the fashion of back and then, the Garnetts were more of a wearable shoe, and this was a little bit more of sort of a plain shoe, because then we were kind of doing a lot of the tech performance clothing and things of that nature. So this wasn't a shoe I actually wore too much back in the day. That's why it actually doesn't show like it has too much wear. I probably wore it about 10 times over that first couple of years and then just boxed it up. But did choose to go with this one. In hindsight, I think this was the best decision because I just love the quality of this shoe. It's a shoe that carries on for time after time. No disrespect to the Garnett 3s because that was a fresh joint, but I think this is definitely one of those ones that was cool. Shout out to my man Sean. He was the one who actually picked it up back in the day for me because I was away at school. Flew it out, picked him up at the airport, copped the shoe because they didn't have it in the town we were in college with. Love it. Been a love affair with this shoe ever since. Anyhow, this is Mickey for the Honor Society. Thank you for tuning in. We out here in downtown LA today doing another video. Tune in. Got another one coming up for you in a couple of days. We out.
New York.